It's time for City Beat, your source for all the latest news on the city of Thompson, only on 610 CHTM.
And welcome to this week's edition of City Beat here on 610 CHTM. We have the mayor of the city of Thompson, Tim Johnston, joining us here in studio, who is just about to break my cell phone, actually. Tim, I'll give you just a couple of minutes off the top to run through some stuff that's happened in the past week.
Good morning, and just a few things to update people on is that last week a couple meetings were held. One was the Tedwig open house held at St. Joseph's, and I just want to thank all those people that came out on June 7th to share their ideas. It was an excellent turnout on a beautiful night. We're very pleased with the some of the results that we're now able to share with the community regarding Tedwig, both in terms of the information that we've put together, which I think will be a big benefit in terms of attracting investment to Thompson, but also in terms of the specific action plans that we're proposing to other levels of government for investment in and around the region. June 13th, as well as today, we're going and sharing our financial plan for 2012 with a number of local organizations. Yesterday, we had an opportunity to share the plan with the Chamber of Commerce. Today, we'll be presenting it to the Rotary. It's our goal to try and share with the community the plan so that people understand where their tax dollars are being spent and what the priorities for 2012 are for the City of Thompson. So if there are organizations that would like to have a presentation done, by all means contact City Hall, and we certainly would be prepared to share the information. And of course, it is available on the website. Earlier this week, again, in an effort to share information with the community, we issued a media release on snow clearing for the past year. A few interesting things, and a bit of a surprise, I guess, is that the past winter was one of the last three was the year we received the most snow, which I think may be a little surprising to people, but it was the case. And also, we were very pleased that we were able to go into each residential area and clean streets at least 5 times over the course of the winter. And I've heard from a number of residents, including one this morning, just saying how pleased they were with the snow clearing and how it has improved over the last number of years. So we were pleased to share that with the community. We will continue to try and get information out to the residents of Thompson so they're better informed about the decisions council is taking and how their tax dollars are being spent.
Okay, and we'll open up the phone line, 677-8181, 677-8181, taking your questions to the mayor of the city of Thompson, Tim Johnston, 677-8181. You can call in now. Tim, I have a question for you right off the hop. There was that Tedwig presentation last Thursday. What are the next steps for the Tedwig Group in the city of Thompson to attract investment here in Thompson and across the north?
Well, the Tedwig process will begin to wind down likely near the end of June. We won't be moving forward on any additional action steps. We will be completing those that are still outstanding, including the largest one in terms of the identity and branding the community, which will take probably likely over the winter to complete. One of the things that we're very pleased with is the research and the information that has been compiled regarding some of the stats that might be of interest to individuals that are looking at investing in Thompson. And I have to tell you, just this morning I was on the line discussing a major investment in the community, and I advise that this information is now available for people to look at. We've had a great deal of interest in Thompson in a number of different sectors in terms of investment potential over this spring. So I think that information is going to be very helpful for people to make the decision that Thompson is a very good place to invest for the long haul. And so we're pleased with that. So the next little while, we'll get that information out. We'll conclude the action steps that we've put forward. We'll continue to meet to wrap up those actions that still remain.
Could you maybe expand on some of these sectors or possible businesses that are looking to invest here in the north, and maybe what we might see in terms of development in the coming years?
Well, I'll give you some of a sense of it. I think that we've had a lot of discussion with potential housing developers, and I'm very pleased that I can say that housing across the sector of housing options And I think that's important because we know that we can't just have one type of development. We've seen a lot of affordable housing being developed over the last year. I think we need to focus on areas of market-driven housing. We need to focus on first-time home buyers, and we obviously need to focus on seniors housing. So we've had those discussions. I can tell you we've also had discussion regarding service industries relocating to Thompson, and I'm very confident that we're going to see some real positive announcements over the next number of months, likely closer to the fall, I would think. But I'm very pleased with the level of interest there. And of course, you're going to start to see some of the ground turned on some of the developments that we anticipate for this year. We're dealing right now on the potential development of a service industry adjacent to one of the new hotels. And I think we'll see the construction start on that right away.
Which would be?
Likely to be a restaurant, and I don't have any further information, but that's what we're looking at there, and so we hope to see some construction there very soon, and then as well in and around the community, some other construction regarding development of properties, largely likely industrial.
And how are the discussions going as of right now with Valet for Grant and Lieu?
Well, I'm very pleased. I think, as I said the other day, one of the greatest advantages of the TEDWG process has been the improved relationship between the stakeholders and a better understanding of the position of each of the stakeholders. So we have officially started the discussions on the GIL in terms of the three stakeholders, the school division, the LGD, and the City of Thompson have met with Valet as groups, and we now will move forward with specifically the negotiating teams on each of those stakeholders meeting with Valet, hopefully before the end of June. And again, I'm confident that we will have an agreement in place prior to September 30th. We've had good discussions with the province of Manitoba in terms of them being available to support us should that be needed, but I have complete confidence that we're going to be able to negotiate a deal locally, and I think the leadership of each of those stakeholders groups in Valet is committed to doing a deal that is in the best interest of the community.
Okay, and we have a caller, so we'll go to Gordon. Gordon, fire away with your question.
Yeah, good morning. Yeah, Extra Food is closing on the 23rd. I was wondering, is there any other food chains that's interested in starting in a store or anything like that? Thank you.
Thank you, Gordon. An excellent question, one that I know is on the minds of many people. I can tell you that we have met with the landlord of that property. We've met with representatives from the current tenant, as well as other stakeholders involved in this decision. Unfortunately, that was a decision that Extra Foods made, and our understanding is they will close on the 23rd. I can tell you that we have and will continue to have conversations with potential investors in the community, including those in the food industry, and I can tell you that I believe we will have interest, at least in other players in that industry looking at Thompson, and we have had, I would say, discussions certainly with the landlord about being aggressive and looking at that. I don't have any announcements at this time. I can tell you that we will continue to support the stakeholders to try and get someone here to fill that void.
677-8181, 677-8181. Phone lines are open. Thank you, Gordon, for your question. 677-8181. Mayor Johnston, I had the opportunity to tour the TRCC facility just on Tuesday, and it's a gorgeous facility. But I know there's been questions around town about the number of caretakers or janitorial staff that will be placed in that building with the extension and all of the new equipment and facilities available in there. Is there any possibility of expanding that to increase the amount of service that would be available?
Yeah, Council did receive a report from the Recreation Department. I've had an opportunity to talk to a number of residents regarding some concerns that they have with respect to the facility that we have right now, the cleanliness. And I can tell you that Council will be making a commitment immediately to add some resources. we always knew that with the facility we were building, we would have to add some additional resources in terms of personnel to ensure that that facility is taken care of as it should be when you invest $10 million. Or in around that range. And so we have a plan that will bring some resources immediately, look as well as adding some likely towards the fall when the programs are fully up and running, and then review it likely for the 2013 budget year and make sure that it is adequately serviced. So the department did bring a plan, 3 steps, and council is, I believe, moving forward with approval of the first step, perhaps, I think, on the agenda this coming Monday.
Okay, and we have another caller. Justin, fire away with your question, please.
Yes, Mr. Johnson. I was wondering if there's any proposed bylaw for vagrancy in the city of Thompson, because it's getting pretty bad around here.
Yeah, I appreciate the call. I can tell you that we are working again closely with the RCMP, Prairie Bylaw Enforcement, regarding the enforcement of the behavioral bylaw. We've had some very positive comments coming back from organizations and property owners in and around the downtown. We will continue to put pressure on the province of Manitoba and ask for the support of residents. We have been in discussions with the Minister of Justice in the province of Manitoba for well over 3 years to look at gaining the authority to implement the same program as the City of Winnipeg has already been approved to deliver, and that is the cadet program. And it's extremely disappointing that the province has chosen to give Winnipeg the authority, but will not extend the same to the City of Thompson. We need the support of residents and the business community in Thompson to send a very clear message to the province that we need that. I'm not asking for anything different. In fact, I'm asking for the extension of something that's already been provided to a municipality. It's only through those resources that I think, along with working with neighboring communities and the agencies within our own community, that will begin to address the behavioral issues in downtown. And it's a difficult process, but it's one that we're going to continue to move forward. The 2012 Downtown Action Plan is in place. One of the key missing ingredients, I've said it before, is the ability to operate the cadet program. I need to have the community support to continue to put pressure on the province of Manitoba to get that, as well as the community support to move forward with the establishment and the construction of a detox facility in this community. I've said it before, it is absolutely shameful and embarrassing for the province of Manitoba that there is not a detox facility in Thompson for northern Manitoba, and it is further not acceptable that they provide the authority for one community to deliver a program and not extend that to the City of Thompson.
It looks like we have just about run out of time for this week, but any other callers who have questions, you're more welcome to call at any point during the week or call again next week. Mayor Johnson will give you maybe just 15-20 seconds to wrap up before we sign off.
No, I appreciate the opportunity. Excellent questions. I really enjoy when people take the time to call in with those questions. Again, as you've indicated, whether it's during the show or any other time, for questions as well. I've said it before. I love talking about Thompson. I'm passionate about the community. I believe we're heading in the right direction, but I'm always open to suggestions. I'm open to criticisms. It's the only way we're going to improve. My cell is 679-0915. And again, I appreciate people taking the time and the interest to get involved in making Thompson a better place.
Thank you, Mayor Johnson. Join us again next Thursday at 11:30 from 11:30 to quarter to noon every Thursday here on 610 CHTM with the City Beat. Thank you very much for listening. Enjoy the rest of your day and enjoy the weekend.
It's Thursday morning at 11:30 with more of the